and be in this Zoom session. And Zoom basically has a connection, what we call an API, an application program resource, that it has. So if I go back to my Zoom, I can share and I can be online. So if I share my screen, and let me just move this away. I have so many different things recording. If I move this screen here, you can see right here. Gio, what do you see?
Just everyone on the Zoom on
Right,
YouTube.
everyone on the Zoom. And notice when I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on my screen, do you see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 me in the corner? You can see that it's delayed. Why is it delayed? Because we're on Zoom and Zoom has to then go to another server to get it. Okay, so always in this class, if by chance you miss it, you'll have the recordings of it. Anything that I do in Zoom, all the background way that I do this, Gio, you will be doing this in the next couple of weeks. You will be setting up your own YouTube channel. You will be live streaming. You will be recording to the cloud and also the computer. Everybody got it. So that's number one. The second thing that I do, besides having you folks like Gio and Hayden help me in terms of the chat, I also have what I call teaching assistance and training. Those of you that are really interested in the topic, what you can do is after the class, you can reach out and say you would like to be a teaching assistant in the training. That means you get the assignments early. You will then be able to edit them and make it more adaptable for the students. So if you're interested in that extra position, it's a non-paid position, but to get more in depth, let me know. I also have teaching assistants. I have a teaching assistant who always have been my own students. My best and brightest and most motivated students end up being my teaching assistants, and many times they stay with me for several semesters. My senior lead teaching assistant is Lily Walsh, and she'll be talking to you. And then I also have my other teaching assistant who's been my student, who's been a teaching assistant, and she's already another semester with me, and that is Isa. Isa right now is out of the country, and she is not able to stay with us today. So I'm going to have Isa just introduce herself. She can put in the chat her email, and she will be in charge of this class specifically with your grading. And if you have any day-to-day problems, I have you be able to reach out. So I want you to be able to reach out to your own peers, but also even to the TAs that are really have been through this class. And of course, there's myself. So Isa, I know you need to go, but she kindly came. She's in Colombia right now, and she just basically wanted just to say hello, and then she'll be joining us next week. So Isa, can you just let everyone say hello?
Hey, hi guys. My name is Isa. I'm gonna be your TA this semester. This is gonna be my second year that I start with Dr. Rush. So this is really exciting. I'm a junior right now. I'm major in real estate. I just changed it with a minor in entrepreneurship, and I do have a lot of experience in this class. So if you guys ever have any questions or you just want to shoot me an email, meet up with me for anything, I'm more than happy to meet with you guys. So I'll leave my email in the chat.
Okay. So in this case, yeah, she'll be doing, and thank you, Isa. I know that you have to leave, but everybody understand? So Isa will be many times grading of assignments. Isa will be the grader of this class, and Isa will be the proctor of this class as well. We'll talk about it. Okay, so thanks, Isa. And
Thank you, Dr. Rush.
My pleasure.
All right, so I'll go ahead and introduce myself.
Yes.
Hi, everyone. My name's Lily Walsh. I'm now the senior lead teaching assistant. So I oversee two TAs. So we have two sections of the class. So I oversee Issa and then Anastasia, who is the TA for Section J. And then I also oversee 5 different teaching assistants in training. I've also been with Dr. Rush for 2 years now, which is crazy that it's been that long. I feel so old being a senior this year, like seeing all the new freshmen come in, and I'm just like here. I'm double majoring in accounting and finance. This past summer, I interned in investment banking at Wells Fargo, specifically within their mid-cap group. And so that just means that I dealt with companies that were between $500 million to about $3 billion in revenue in terms of our clientele. And I got an invitation to come back. So I will be starting full time after graduation, so next year for me.
Okay.
If you need anything, like if Issa isn't like available to reach out, feel free to reach out to me. I'm in charge of like the assignments, setting up Canvas, making sure everyone can get onto Zoom. So I'll leave my email and my phone number in the chat, and you can just contact me whenever. And I'm looking forward to a good semester with you all.
Okay, so everybody understand what I want to do since we are online, I want to give you as much help and support as you can. All right, anything else? So anything else? So Hayden, do you have any questions so far?
No, just look at the chats, right?
Okay, and the chat is okay? And what's in the chat?
Issa was just saying
Okay,
send her
so
email.
Issa put her in, so anybody that wants to do that, you can see. Okay, so everybody wants to know what is this course about? What are the grades, right? How is it going to work? So let's, and Lily has graciously put in her email and her phone. The only thing I ask of everyone is to be respectful of our TAs. Do you know how it is, Owen, that I really don't want it, 12 midnight, when something is due the next day, to take advantage and say, Lily, can you help me? Or Issa, right? That you be respectful, that they're students too, and they're working as well. So,
Well, Dr. Rush, if it's midnight, I won't be answering anyway.
right. So, but anyways, but don't even try. That's my point, Lily, that they should even though you don't even at midnight, don't even respond. I want to do that. So let me just share. Let's go in and see. So we want to be able to see in this case. I'll just do this. I'll just go to Canvas, miami.edu, and you can see what I'm doing. And basically, so I have 2 sections of this class that I teach this semester. And for this, let me view it as a student so I can see what you have. And as a student, you can see that I have 2 sections. It's H, I, and J. You are required to come to the J section, but after class, I'd like to finish early, and you can stay with me after class. And if you have longer amount of time that you need to spend, you can come to the end of my J class as well. So you can see here the announcements, and part of the announcements you can see already that Issa is Lily Walsh. You've already met her, and Lily will talk about it later. She may put on office hours, and then Issa is you have her already email. And then if I go to modules, you'll see on modules in my way that you see that you're always in HI. What I require you to do is come in, that we will start promptly at 3:35. I will always be 10 minutes early, and your TA usually will be in as well. Sometimes Lily will be with us, and I expect you to be prompt. I expect everyone to have their computer and everyone to have their camera on. We take attendance, and you will not get, unless you contact the TA, if there's some issue that you're terribly sick or something like that, that you do not want your camera on. We do excuses just for severe illnesses. The beauty here is, when you say, if somebody says that they're contagious, there's not a problem here in this class, right? For being contagion. So here you can see that we have the meeting, and then we have the course syllabus. In the course syllabus, notice how I label, and Lily labels as well, any file. Get used to it, that we put the date, the time, and in this case, this is our fall 2016-2026 file. And let's go through the course syllabus, and I think that's going to be an issue. So I've introduced myself. I'm Dr. Sarah Rushanik. I go by Dr. Rush. It's just easy for people to remember. My office hours are remote this semester. It'll be after this class, immediately after this class. We'll end a few minutes early so you can stay with me, or it will be at the end of my other class from 6:20 to 7:20. If you cannot make it, I will do it by appointment. If you have any issues, I am more than open to see you. The best way to get in touch with me is through my email. My telephone number here that I have in the office, since I'm remote, that usually doesn't get me to you quickly. In the subject line, whenever you send an email to myself, to Lily, to Isa, put in it BTE 210 with the section HI. Since we have different sections, this you will get response. So please remember that. The course materials, you need to have a laptop or some other computer. You need to have a camera and an internet connection. We're going to be using, as the reading text, part of our reading text, we'll be using Wiley Plus. We'll go over that today. The Introduction to Information Systems, 11th edition. It's the most up-to-date edition, but guess what? As soon as they published it, what happens, Geo, is it's outdated, right? Things happen so quickly that we're going to be looking at additional readings every time. But what I like about having a textbook is that we're all going to be on the same page with terminology. And that terminology, you'll see that we're going to be covering an array of topics in information systems. We'll be covering in AI tools, of course, in creating websites, in creating recording systems, a lot talking about software, artificial intelligence, big data, and you can read on. With the AI, security is going to be an issue, and we'll have guest speakers. We'll have the Chief Information Security Officer from the University of Miami. I'll have a number of other guest speakers coming in. You can read through this. Ethics is that I expect everybody to be in an honor code. I expect everybody to display integrity and to treat everyone with respect. Everyone, I expect class participation. I expect your face to be in the frame and your camera on. Notice we're also on YouTube. So you want to look professional. I don't ask you to wear a business suit, but I ask you to be present, that when I have other guest speakers come in, that they see that we have a sophisticated group of people here. You'll see here a number of religious holidays, things like that. Students are expected to complete your missed assignments. You can read this. If arriving late, early, coming and going, classes start on time, and repeated lateness will affect your attendance. You can read the rest. This is on the grade band policy, the peer reviews. We'll be doing some group projects. So some of the group projects, you will be grading each other as well. Late assignments, you'll get a grade penalty unless there's a medical excused absence. Exam policy, this is the difference. And what I want to make sure, Beatrice, that you understand this. Everybody understand this, and I want an agreement here. In this class, every class is online except for 2 exams. 2 exams, Geo, are in person. Did you get that? So we are going to have in the computer lab, we will have classes in the business school. So we'll have the dates. Participation is critical. Your grade will depend on having your camera on, engaging class discussions. I will call on people randomly, and we will discuss that. If there's disabilities, accommodations for disabilities, you need to send me a note. What I do in my classes is you will meet me the day of the scheduled exam, and those that have any types of accommodations, you will be with me in the lab. Class recordings, I told you, we are recording all the time. And this is how it works. This is what everybody's concerned about a lot of times, is you have 2 exams, 20% each. You'll have a number of assignments. Each week you will have assignments, and you will have a final project. The final project will be group work. And guess what the final project is you will all be AI consultants, and you will be consulting. You will have a company based on your own interests. If it's going to be finance, dealing with wealth managers, if it's going to be in marketing, if it's going to be helping attorneys, if it's basically helping small businesses, you will be AI consultants. We have class participation, we have quizzes, and we have attendance, and that's 15%. And you see here, this is subject to change. But you see in the beginning, we go a little bit longer just because we have people that are adding and dropping and coming into class, making sure everyone does that. But you can see that we'll be covering hardware, we'll be covering software, we'll be talking about AI prompts, we'll be talking about data management, we'll be talking about information security, AI software, we'll be talking about finance and trading software, we'll be understanding the cloud. You see here on web development, we'll be doing our own websites, we'll be dealing with business analytics. And you can see right here, put this in your notes. Is October 7th is our first exam. So put that in your notes. October 7th is the first exam. September 21st, there'll be no class due to Yom Kippur, the religious holiday. So on September 21st, there's no class. On October 7th, make sure you have that in your calendar if there are any trips. Otherwise, guess what? In this case, I don't care where you are in the world, you can come to my class. You can be anywhere in the world to come to my class. But on October 7th, max, you need to be in the School of Business. You got it? And then also on November 16th, put that in your calendar as well, Thomas, that on November 16th, you have exam 2. That will be in person. What's nice about that, Max, is that we also can get to know each other, see each other physically, right? Which is nice. Another thing is I like to be in the exam in case you have some questions about the exam that I can give you some feedback. You know, if something's not clear, you can have that. Okay. And you'll see that, of course, we have Thanksgiving. And I've taken into account that you have I guess you have 2 days of the fall break. And just to put in your notes there is on November 30th, you will be presenting on Zoom your group project. You will be presenting your group project as if you were going to present it to a group of investors, Max. So your thing will be in group of semester. And what I like to do, Max, is I like you to present. I'll give you feedback on it. And throughout especially the second half of the semester, every week, I will be giving you feedback about your projects. So it won't be the first time I see your project. We will try to keep on improving it. And then based on my last feedback, you can make corrections and then submit it the time of the final exam, Max. So there's not going to be a final exam, but at the time of your final exam, that's when your group is going to upload your final project. So what I like to do is get it out of the way by November 16th. You have all the exams done, and then we can concentrate on your project. Because I think that's a takeaway. Nobody's going to ask you, Max, really about a question, oh, do you know this answer from a quiz or from an exam? But what they will ask you, Max, is what can you do for me? I'm basically, I don't know a lot about AI. What should I be worried about? What can I automate? What are like the low-hanging fruit? That's what people are going to ask you for. So that's what it is in here. And if you look back, if I look back to it, that was my modules. You can see the course syllabus. You can see in this case, you can see the assignments. The assignments you can see if you go to assignment 1 under modules, you can see due Wednesday before class, and notice we're giving you some more time, is that you want to sign up for Wiley Plus on the reading and adaptive. You want to read chapter 1 of the Wiley of Introduction to Information Systems. You want to do the adaptive assignment. You want to take the quiz. And also, you remember what I was talking about, Lexi, is the readings probably were written maybe a year ago or 6 months ago. Do you think, Lexi, the whole field of tech has changed, AI has changed within this year? We don't hear you, Lexi.
Yeah, it's
We're
changing all the
recording,
time.
so when you shake your head, no one hears. What?
Yeah, it changes constantly.
It changes constantly. So this is a requirement, and I ask you to do this today, is register for the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and Financial Times. These are subscription based, but since you have a .edu account, you have this free. And one of the things you have this free in the New York Times is I want you to be aware, Lexi, and learn what is current now. You understand? So this way you can think about it. We can think together. What are the problems? So if I go to, for instance, let me just even do this even before I go to it. I have two articles there, one from the Wall Street Journal and one from the other. If I go to the New York Times, let's see if it comes up. If I have those of you, you get a subscription to the New York Times. And when you go to the New York Times, what's going to be important in today's paper, when you're going to be looking at it, you're going to be looking at, and this you can put in your notes, Thomas, in the New York Times, you're going to go to business and you're going to go to tech. That's what we're concerned about. It's good to be aware of what's happening in the world, but what it's important is to look at what is happening in technology. So it's good even to look at that. And sometimes if you think it'd be interesting, you can read some of these articles later on. We'll be able to share it and give it. You can see here that all of this is about AI slop that we're talking about, even Zuckerberg. And then in this case, look at this article. Chatbots are pushing us toward a post-human internet. This is the first article that I want you to read. Do you see this, Tyra? This is the first article. In a matter of work, school, or even romance, we turn to AI chatbots. But what happens when the bots begin talking to one another? I'd like you to read that article, and then basically it's a way in which we'll discuss those issues of chatbots talking to one another, not even just talking to humans, but talking to one another. And for the exam has two parts. The exam is multiple choice plus open-ended questions. A lot of the open-ended questions come from our discussions, something like that, of chatbots pushing us toward a human heart. And then the other article that I wanted you to see is the Wall Street Journal. And in the Wall Street Journal, you can see in this case, tech is on its own. You remember, Thomas, we talked about in New York Times, it's through business. Here, notice even the type of tech is AI, biotech, cybersecurity, and personal technology. We're going to cover all of those, but if I look at AI, you can see what's happening the most popular in AI. One of the things, even you can be an AI consultant as an AI therapist. Have you ever thought about it? In this case, Tyra, have you ever asked AI to help you with a personal problem? Tyra?
Sorry, you talking to me?
Yes.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, so basically, what are the pros? What are the cons? You hear a lot of this. You can even see that AI, they have a podcast theory of this, and you can see all along about AI topics, videos. And this is the next thing I want you to read, is how OpenAI and Anthropic AI models went rogue. So Jack Grund, we didn't meet you. One of the things, Jack, you want to make sure that your camera, when you're in your camera, your face is there. We just don't see the top of your head.
Sorry,
We're
it's on top
recording.
of my monitor, so it
Yeah.
can really clip on at a certain angle.
Yeah, so try it for the next time, or move it back, or you move back,
Okay.
or give yourself sit on some books or something to raise
Okay.
it so you're aware. But you see here, have you ever heard of that? OpenAI and Anthropic AI models went rogue. Have you ever heard about this?
Not about them going rogue, but I know about those AI models.
Yeah, so basically they went rogue, and basically they invaded other systems. So I'd like you to read through this because it's scary, right? All these companies are saying, so not only this, go through the video and get a feel for what they're talking about. Frontier models, they'll be talking about open source models and what are the differences. So this is the advertising you're doing about how OpenAI and Anthropic AI models went rogue. So it's basically all your fears that everybody has that are done. So this is part of the assignments that you have. And if you go in this case, if I then, let me just move through it, you'll be able to do on you have on the modules, then you have each one. If you look at your assignments, then you'll say, here's my chapter reading. So I click on the chapter reading, and as soon as I click on the chapter reading, I'm going to Wiley. So it will ask you to go through Wiley. If you've already paid for the course pack. Sometimes it asks you to register, but anytime you just click on it, you'll be able to see the readings. And then you will also be, if I go back to the modules, you will also see then this is the adaptive assignment. And if I go to the adaptive assignment, I'm a different role than you are. And when I open my assignment, I get to see, I have a different version than you do. You get to see what are the questions that are involved. Let me just move.
Professor, you're in student view right now. This is what
Yeah,
the
I
students are
know.
gonna see.
Right, I'm seeing what the students are. Let me just change to the other mode. Am I getting back to the other mode? Thank you, Lily. I was just going to say that. So I need to, in this case, immersive reader, I need to be in the other mode where I am just the instructor. I saw you as the attempt. Let me just go through this too. And in the modules, you'll see that you need to do the chapter 1 quiz as well. So Lily, is there anything that, and let me just leave the student view. Let me leave the student view and then I can show the students what I see on my end. So if I go to the adaptive assignment, I'm the instructor role rather than the student role. And if I open the assignment, I'll show you what I see. So I can see that 12 students have signed up for Wiley Plus. And if I go to students, I have the list. So I see, Zach, you signed up? Yes? To Wiley Plus?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. And then I can see that the others, and I can see, Max, is your last name Wilcox?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can see that some of the students have signed up. And then when you start, I'm able then to see how many are struggling, what's in progress, what's complete, and what's not started. So Lily, what have we missed?
So where Professor went in the beginning, wait, actually I'm gonna share my screen
Great.
just to make it clear where everything is. Share.
We've used Blackboard before, and this is the first time we've gone
Yes.
to Canvas.
So
we may
yeah,
be changing.
please, mercy on me. If something is wrong with Canvas, just tell me. I'll fix it. But basically, like, what our whole goal for you guys is that each week you're going to be seeing like what what all of your tasks are. So anything that has points on it is something that you need to submit. And like this section right here that we have is just supposed to give a whole like overview of what we want you to do for the week. I also noticed that some students were joining on their phones. We would prefer that you join on a computer, worst case an iPad, just because we feel that it'll allow you to stay more engaged. But if you have to join from your phone, just like
Yeah,
text
but
me in
the
the chat and let
requirement
me
is,
know. But the
yeah,
requirement is to be on your
join
computer.
from the computer.
That's all from me, Professor.
Okay. Any questions?
Oh, also, I will be holding office hours every Tuesday at the business school. I'm trying to get a conference room, but for right now, I'm gonna sit by the little tables, like where Dr. Rush's background is. I'll be
Right
in that
here,
area.
behind me?
Yeah, I'll be in that area
That's a
of the
good
business
place.
school.
So if we see like the monitor, you'll be near the monitor, you'll be farther away.
I'm just gonna pick a table.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe in the middle, maybe close to the
Yeah,
monitor.
let's
I
go
don't
in the
know.
middle. Maybe
Um,
near the
just
water
like,
or near the
yeah.
edge.
And if you guys either want to like come by and just like introduce yourself, I feel like, especially from last semester, it's good to have a face to the name.
Yeah,
And if you need any like help, like specifically from your computer, I can help you out. So,
okay.
yep, that's all from me.
Okay, any other questions? So what do we have? So Gio, any questions about the class?
No.
The exams are going to cover the readings, and the exams will be open-ended questions as well. There'll be 2 to 3 open-ended questions. We do a review for the exam, and what I usually do for the open-ended is, guess what, Gio, without AI, basically you have to come up with writing the open-ended questions, but you can use AI to study. Since there's so much available, right, with technology, it's changing so quickly. What I do is I give you about 8 to 10 questions to focus in on the open-ended, and I choose 2 to 3. Do you understand that, Max? So rather than saying, oh, I have no idea, how am I going? You just look at the Wall Street Journal one day in the tech section, you're like overwhelmed. How am I going to read all this? So I'll set it up as 8 areas of questions, and then you can study on that. And then we'll look at other software tools to help in additional for studying as well, for tutorials and doing it. The other thing, how I work, my mode is, you know how on the exam, it is not open book and there's no AI. The quizzes and the adaptive assignments is open book and you can take as much time as you want. Your projects are open and you can take as much time as you want, but it's due at a certain time. In class, I call on people, I ask questions. And of course, for instance, Ophir, if I asked you a question, we all don't know all the concepts. You agree with me? So what I don't want to have in this class is I don't know. I know we all don't know a lot of things, but do you have access to your computer? Do you have access to your phone? Yes. You can use all the availabilities and say, then ask ChatGPT. So for instance, do you have your phone there, Ophir?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, so take your phone, and one of the first things we'll be talking about, those 2 articles we talked about, AI going rogue, right? So if I asked you about those articles about AI going rogue, I'd say, what do you think about that? And you say, well, I don't know about Anthropic and OpenAI and going rogue. So what could you do? You could look that up, right, in ChatGPT, or you could take your phone, go to the keypad. You're at the keypad of your phone. Everybody can do that. Everybody has a phone. I don't think anybody goes around without a phone. Do you? Lucy, do you ever go out without your phone? Rarely, right? So go to your keypad and look at your keypad, and I want you to dial then 1-800 chat GPT. So go to your phone right now, Ophir.
Okay.
Right? Okay, everybody with that? Alice, is it with you? If you look at your keypad, right, Alice? So 1-800, you can dial, and chat GPT. So what is the phone number? Alice, do you have your phone? You have your keypad? What's the phone number for chat GPT? Everybody looking at, Zach, you looking at your phone? So when I
Yes.
ask somebody, right, it's everybody, right? Look at your phone. I know 1-800. So
I
what's
did it. I
the
think it's 1-800-242
2 for the
8478.
C, right?
Yeah.
8 for the
That's what I
4,
got.
2 for the A. What else?
No, I was repeating what she said. It was
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
it's 1-800-242 8478.
8478. And what do you think's going to be, Ophir, what do you think's going to be on the other end of the line?
It
If I-
could be like a chat GPT, like when you can do the voice thing.
Okay, what do you think, Alice? We're not gonna put enter right now, but if you dial that, what do you think you'll get on the other end?
perhaps some automated help customer service bot.
And what from whom?
Ugh.
What's the name of it?
What
What,
do you think?
Ophir? What company do you think is
OpenAI?
behind it? What?
OpenAI?
OpenAI, right? ChatGPT. So in this case, Ophir, dial in and ask about the rogue, right? That we talked about of basically the rogue break-in. So Ophir, dial it and put it on speakerphone.
Okay, 1 second. I'm connected to my headphones, so I don't know if you guys can hear, but
Okay, we'll see.
what do you think about AI going rogue?
We can't hear it. Okay, let me try it.
Hi, it's ChatGPT. This call may be reviewed for safety. How can I help?
Yes, I'm here with my class on information systems. Can you answer a couple of questions?
Absolutely. Fire away. What would you like to know about information systems?
We wanted to know about AI and going rogue. Do you know about it?
Sure thing. When people talk about AI going rogue, they usually mean an AI system making unexpected or harmful decisions that weren't intended by its creators. It's more of a cautionary concept than a common reality. Most AI today is tightly controlled and limited to specific tasks. The big challenge is making sure AI systems are aligned with human values, and that's why there's a lot of research and oversight in place. If you or your class have specific questions about AI safety or real-world examples, I'm happy to dive deeper.
Okay. So those are, and then you can do any of the other open source or chat GPT or Claude, and you can answer it. So my point here, Ophir and Alice, is when we're discussing something, I encourage you to use AI. I encourage you to use Google. I encourage you to use Gemini. That you're not there, Jeremy, and saying, oh, I don't know. We all don't know, right? And we're all learning together. So I am the opposite of most people that are saying, I just want you to be on your own. Why should you be on your own? Why be at a disadvantage? But we'll talk about the problems and the issues that may come about. So this is how it will be. We'll start on Wednesday. What I encourage you to do is to do your, I'd like for by Wednesday, at least everybody to get into the Wiley Plus, make sure it works. And then we'll start working. Okay. Anything else, Lily, that I forgot?
No, just I have attendance ready. Hopefully it works.
Okay. So at the end, Lily takes attendance. Hopefully try to go in through also through Canvas. This is our
Yes,
first
so-
time trying to do attendance through that. We may have some issues. Always we have issues. We just take a deep breath and we try to figure it out and find out what the issues are, document them, and go to the proper authorities. A lot of times we don't have control over things, but we definitely want to document. So I look forward to any of you that want to join me in my journey. Every semester is different because it's changing so quickly in terms of technology. Okay, And Alex and Isaac, if you're in the class, you need to show your camera has to be open. If there's any issue with your camera, you can reach out and put that in the chat and direct it to Lily or to Isa when they're there. Otherwise, if you don't show your face and you're not in the camera frame, just like we were talking about Jack here, that when you see kind of like the head of somebody, that doesn't count. Today's version, right? We're having issues, but you need to have it on all the time. If you do not have it on all the time, you do not have attendance. That's all. Okay?
All right, so I'll share my screen just so everyone can see where to. So in the, like on the toolbar, we do attendance through Quickly, and you'll get 5 minutes to put in a PIN code. So I'll start the check-in.
Okay. We'll see what the
And
pin code
so
is.
it's for your section, and I'll also put, and whichever TA is a part of your section will also be putting it in the chat. So if you miss it when I take my screen share off, it'll also be in the chat. But
Okay.
if for some reason it's not working for you, please email me so I can add you in that you were present today.
Yeah,
'cause
or just
attendance
stay
is
with
very
us
important.
if you're not there. And then they should be able to see then the check-in, right, of the 9654. We get the report, right, that you can see if they've checked in.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll end early. If you have any questions, you want to ask me a question, you want to ask Lily a question, just say hello. You're welcome. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. And just so you know, anytime you're with me, for any type of question,